It happens in the middle of a perfectly normal morning meeting. Someone across the table leans back, smirks, and drops a small, passive-aggressive comment disguised as a joke. A subtle jab at your competence. The room goes quiet for a fraction of a second. And then, instinct takes over. You laugh nervously. You immediately start talking, rushing to explain yourself, over-justifying your choices, to prove that you are, in fact, smart and capable. You think you are clearing the air, but in reality, you are bleeding in the water. The compulsion to defend your ego is the most dangerous reflex you possess. We are taught from a young age to stand up for ourselves, to speak our truth and set the record straight when someone gets us wrong. It is a beautiful sentiment for a fair world. But the world of human dynamics is not fair. It is a constant, quiet war for leverage. When someone insults you, whether it is a loud disrespect in public or a quiet sneer in private, they are not making a factual claim about reality. They are not interested in the truth of the matter. They are sending out an emotional fishing attempt. They are throwing a hook into the dark waters of your psyche, waiting to see if you will bite. The moment you open your mouth to defend yourself, you legitimize their attack. You signal to the entire room that their words had enough weight to move you, that they hold the authority to judge you, and you must submit your defense to their court. Think about the last time you argued with someone who insulted your character. Your pulse was racing. Your voice might have gone up half an octave. You presented facts, logic, and reasoning to a person who was looking at you with cold, mocking eyes. It is a pathetic position to be in. You are essentially begging your attacker for validation. The person who controls the frame of the interaction is never the one doing the explaining. The explainer is always the subordinate. This is why the most dominant figures in any hierarchy, the ones who instinctively understand Machiavelli and the unspoken laws of power, never rush to clear their name. They understand that an insult only becomes real when you accept the delivery. Most people cannot handle the tension of an unanswered insult. They are terrified of the silence. They believe that if they do not speak, the rest of the room will assume the insult is true. This is the trap of the defended ego. The trap is believing that the words matter. The words are just the vehicle. The payload is the disruption of your emotional baseline. When you flush with anger, when you raise your voice, when you start firing back justifications, you are handing over the keys to your nervous system. You are showing them that your self-image is incredibly fragile. You are telling them that your identity requires constant external maintenance, and that anyone with a sharp tongue can vandalize it. The truly powerful do not flinch. They do not require the aggressor's permission to exist comfortably in their own skin. When you defend yourself, you willingly step into a psychological frame that your enemy built. It is a frame where you are on trial, and they are the judge. And you will never win a trial in a courtroom owned by your enemy. You must realize that the initial comment was never about the project, or your clothes, or your intelligence. It was a stress test, a calculated probe to see if the walls of your confidence are made of stone, or if they are made of cheap glass that shatters at the first sign of pressure. By rushing to repair the glass, you only prove how easily it breaks. But to stop falling into this trap, you first need to understand what the predator is actually hunting for. Think of that one person in your life, the subtle boundary pusher. Perhaps it is a co-worker in an open-plan office, a competitive friend, or someone you just met on a date. They casually drop small, seemingly harmless criticisms into the conversation. They mention how tired you look today, or they offer unsolicited, backhanded advice on a decision you recently made. They deliver it with a polite smile, or they mask it as a casual observation. But watch their eyes. They are locked onto yours, waiting to see your face change. They are not trying to help you. They are running a diagnostic. Most people operate under the illusion that insults are born from spontaneous hatred or deep, passionate dislike. Ah, if only it were that simple. The reality of human nature is far more clinical and far more calculating. People do not insult you because they hate you. They insult you to map your insecurities. They act as cartographers of the human ego. Every slight, every sarcastic remark, every condescending shift in tone is a sonar ping sent out into the depths of your mind. They send the ping, and they wait to see what bounces back. If you stiffen your shoulders, if you look away, if you quickly try to justify yourself, they have a hit. They have found a raw nerve. Why do they want this information? Because the exact coordinates of your fragile ego are the levers they need to control the dynamic. In the unspoken game of leverage, the person who knows what you fear is the person who commands you. If they discover that you are desperate to be seen as highly intelligent, they will deliberately withhold their agreement in meetings just to watch you scramble. If they map out that you are terrified of social exclusion, they will casually mention an event you were not invited to. This is the assessment phase of power dynamics. It is a desperate, ongoing data-gathering mission, disguised as polite society. When the weak mind receives an insult, it immediately turns inward. It panics and asks, "Is this true? Is there something wrong with me?" But the strategic mind turns outward. It remains cold and asks, "Why does this person need me to feel small right now?" That single shift in perception alters the entire balance of power. You begin to notice that the loudest critics are often the most deeply insecure players on the board. They insult you because your calm presence makes them aware of their own deficits. But the moment you understand this mechanic, the insult entirely loses its sting. It ceases to be a personal attack. It transforms into a glaring, pathetic broadcast of their own strategy. You stop feeling wounded, and you start feeling dangerously observant. It is almost comical when you finally see it clearly. The aggressor believes they are asserting dominance, but they are actually exposing their dependence on your reaction. They need you to flinch so they can feel powerful. Without your flinch, their power simply does not exist. An insult is a request for emotional data. When you react with anger, sadness, or defensive rambling, you are handing them the decrypted files of your self-esteem. You are doing the heavy lifting for them. To master the psychology of control, you must stop viewing disrespect as a wound and start viewing it as a desperate probe. They cannot manipulate an architecture they cannot map. They are searching for your triggers, but the dark truth is they only know where your buttons are because you keep pointing them out. Think back to the last time you were pulled into a vicious argument. Remember the physical sensation, the heat rising in your neck and face, the slight tremor in your hands as the adrenaline dumped into your bloodstream, the desperate, overwhelming need to construct a perfect sentence that would utterly destroy their logic and force them to respect you. You thought you were fighting back. You thought you were defending your honor. But let us be brutally honest. You were dancing exactly as they choreographed. This is where we must face a cold reframe. You are not merely a passive victim of disrespect or a tragic magnet for toxic behavior. In these moments, you are a willing accomplice. Ha! I know that stings. But if you want to step out of the noise and understand the game beneath polite society, you must strip away the comforting lie of victimhood. The reason people keep pulling you into these invisible power games is not because the universe is unfair. It is because your emotional predictability makes you an incredibly reliable source of supply. When someone insults you and you snap back with immediate anger, you think you are showing dominance. You think your raised voice and sharp tone are intimidating. They are not. Your anger is a reward. You are giving their nervous system a massive hit of dopamine. You have just confirmed that they possess the power to alter your physical reality. They pulled a subtle string and your entire posture changed, right on cue. You must begin to view social dynamics as a ruthless economy. In this economy, attention and emotional energy are the highest forms of currency. When someone throws a cheap insult at you, they are essentially trying to make a purchase at your expense. They want to buy a fleeting sense of superiority, and they expect you to pay for it with your composure. And every time you get defensive, every time you scramble to explain yourself, you are finalizing the sale. A reaction is a receipt. It proves they bought your attention. Let that sink into your mind for a moment. A reaction is a receipt. It proves they bought your attention. As long as you keep handing out receipts, they will keep returning to the store. You are inadvertently training them to disrespect you by rewarding their provocation with exactly what they crave. Your emotional submission disguised as a loud fight. The dark triad personalities of the world rely entirely on this lack of internal discipline. They know that if they can make you angry, they can make you blind. Anger narrows your focus. It makes you sloppy, reactive, and utterly incapable of seeing the wider strategy unfolding around you. The moment your ego takes the bait, you stop playing your game and you step directly into their trap. You become nothing more than an instrument played by your own pride. To reclaim your autonomy, you have to kill the part of you that craves closure from people who are deeply committed to misunderstanding you. You have to accept the unsettling reality that letting someone mistakenly believe they have won is often the most lethal way to actually defeat them. You are no longer an accomplice the moment you refuse to validate the transaction. You do not owe anyone a defense of your character. And you certainly do not owe an insecure predator a reaction to their desperate little test. Once you stop signing the receipt, the transaction fails, and the power dynamic violently shifts. Picture the exact moment. Someone throws a heavily barbed comment your way, expecting the usual flurry of panicked defense and frantic justification. But this time, you do absolutely nothing. You stand perfectly still. You keep your facial muscles completely relaxed. You do not break eye contact. You do not cross your arms in a defensive posture. And you do not speak. You just let the dead air stretch between you. 1 second passes, then 2, then 3. In the realm of everyday social dynamics, 3 seconds of unbroken, unblinking silence feels like a physical weight pressing against the chest. Most people misunderstand this mechanism entirely. They view silence as a passive state, an absence of action, or worse, a sign of intellectual freezing. They could not be more wrong. Strategic silence is not empty. It is a dense, heavy, and deeply hostile void. It is a psychological architecture that you build right in the middle of their reality, forcing them to navigate its sharp edges. When a person launches an insult, they are relying entirely on the momentum of your reaction to carry the interaction forward. They need your defense to act as a bridge to their next attack. Your emotional distress is the fuel that keeps their fire burning. But when you offer absolutely zero emotional data, the momentum hits a concrete wall. Without your reaction to feed on, the aggressor is suddenly left holding the entire burden of the conversation. The silence acts as a brutal psychological mirror. Because you are not giving them a target to look at, their mind is violently forced to look at itself. They hear the pathetic echo of their own words hanging awkwardly in the quiet room. Their nervous system, which was actively craving a fight, begins to panic in the vacuum. They start to wonder if they went too far, if everyone else is judging them, or worse, if you possess a level of dark power that they fatally underestimated. It is a fascinating process to observe. You will actually see them physically squirm under the pressure. Their eyes will dart away. They might try to nervously laugh it off, or attempt to backtrack, rapidly filling the void with meaningless, stuttering chatter, just to escape the suffocating tension of your stillness. This is how you control the frame, through pure absence. You do not need to dominate the space with loud words, aggressive posturing, or clever comebacks. You let the dead space dominate them. By refusing to participate in their manufactured chaos, you become the unmovable anchor in the room. The aggressor, scrambling to fill the silence they created, suddenly looks frantic, small, and unhinged. Meanwhile, you look like a cold sovereign watching a peasant throw a tantrum in the mud. This is the true architecture of the void. It requires immense, painful internal discipline to execute correctly. Every biological instinct in your nervous system will scream at you to say something, to relieve the awkward tension, to protect your pride from the perceived threat. But you must suppress that primal instinct. You must learn to become entirely comfortable residing inside the profound discomfort of others. Remember the velvet line. A reaction is a receipt. It proves they bought your attention. When you deny them that receipt, you bankrupt their entire strategy. You leave them starving for the validation they desperately sought, suffocating in the very trap they designed for you. Silence breaks their rhythm and starves their ego. But eventually, the board requires you to make a move. There comes a moment when the silence has done its heavy lifting, and the aggressor is dangling awkwardly in the tension you created. They are desperate for an exit. This is when you deliver the velvet counterstrike. You do not lean in. You do not raise your voice. You maintain the exact same relaxed posture. You let your eyes go entirely dead. And you deliver a perfectly flat, emotionally bankrupt response. Something as simple as, "Are you finished?" Or perhaps, "How embarrassing for you." And then, you simply look away and return to what you were doing. This is tactical realism in its purest form. The mechanics of the counterstrike are entirely dependent on your physical delivery, not your cleverness. If you deliver those words with a sneer of contempt, you have failed. If your voice shakes with suppressed anger, you have failed. Any spike in emotion signals that they successfully penetrated your armor, even if your words sound tough. The subtle reply does not defend your ego. It merely observes their pathetic state. You are speaking to them the way a scientist speaks while taking notes on a malfunctioning piece of equipment. Cold, detached, mildly disappointed. When you strip all emotional resonance from your voice, you create an unbridgeable gap between their heated chaos and your chilling stability. Let us dissect the physical mechanics. What does it mean to have dead eyes? It means intentionally pulling your energy out of your face. It means looking at them without seeking connection. A hostile stare down is a negotiation. It implies that you view them as a legitimate, equal threat. But looking at them with a blank, relaxed face implies that they are barely registering on your radar. They wanted a screaming match. Instead, they hit a wall of absolute indifference. It is the psychological equivalent of throwing a punch and dislocating your own shoulder, because the target simply was not there. The room watches this exchange closely. People instinctively respect what they cannot break. When the group sees someone launch a verbal grenade, only for you to treat it like a minor, boring inconvenience, your status in the invisible hierarchy quietly skyrockets. You must master the dark art of the delayed response. Timing is the invisible weapon of the strategist. When attacked, the amateur rushes to fill the gap, terrified of looking slow or incompetent. The veteran lets the attack land, examines it, lets it sit in the air for a painful 3 seconds, and only then addresses it. That delay signals supreme confidence. It tells the room that you dictate the pacing of reality. You are not operating on their frantic schedule. Here, it is a beautiful thing to watch an aggressive personality completely unravel when their loudest insults are met with the equivalent of a bored yawn. They expect resistance. When you give them nothing to push against, they fall face first into their own momentum. A reaction is a receipt. It proves they bought your attention. But a clinical observation, that is a mirror. It forces them to look at their own desperation. They realize with a sudden, sinking feeling in their stomach that they are fighting entirely alone. You are not in the arena with them. You are sitting in the stands, quietly grading their performance. Your dead eyes and neutral tone strip away all their perceived power. It is a surgical strike that leaves no visible wounds, but entirely amputates their leverage in the dynamic. This is how you project dominance without ever raising a finger. You turn their aggressive energy inward, forcing them to swallow the poison they meant for you. These tactics will win you the moment, but true dominance requires something far more enduring. A permanent evolution of your baseline state. Think about the long game of reputation. Months from now, after you have consistently applied this cold discipline, you will begin to notice a distinct shift in the atmosphere when you walk into a room. The subtle manipulators, the ones who used to throw passive-aggressive jabs just to watch you squirm, will suddenly become very careful around you. They will filter their words. They will monitor their tone. They will police their own behavior before you even have to look their way. They will not do this because you threaten them. They will do this because you have become completely unreadable. In a society that is addicted to constant, desperate emotional broadcasting, an unreadable mind is a terrifying anomaly. When people cannot predict how you will react, they cannot map your weaknesses. And when they cannot map your weaknesses, they naturally assume you are holding back immense, quiet power. They project their own insecurities onto your silence, doing the work of intimidating themselves for you. At first, mastering this strategy will feel like an act of severe suppression. You will have to consciously force your facial muscles to relax. You will have to bite your tongue. You will have to actively strangle the violent, primal urge to defend your ego. But if you hold this line long enough, something profound shifts inside your psychology. The mask becomes the face. You stop having to fake your emotional control, because you actually stop caring. You realize that the opinions of deeply unstable, insecure people have absolutely zero bearing on your reality. who. It is a chilling and beautiful realization. Their insults no longer trigger an adrenaline spike in your bloodstream. You look at the angry, desperate individuals trying to pull you into their chaotic little worlds, and you feel absolutely nothing. No anger, no resentment, no urgent need to prove your intellectual superiority. Just a cold, quiet, permanent immunity. You have stepped out of their game entirely. Most people spend their entire lives as reactive pawns, frantically moving from one emotional crisis to the next, entirely dependent on how others treat them. But the strategist does not play the pawn. The strategist becomes the board itself, the immovable environment that every other player is forced to adapt to. When you refuse to lower your baseline to meet their panic, they have no choice but to raise theirs to meet your calm. Machiavelli understood this dynamic perfectly. He observed that the masses are entirely governed by their passions, making them wildly predictable and tragically easy to manipulate. The one who can conquer his own passions becomes an enigma. He becomes a sovereign entity in a world of slaves to emotion. You must view your emotional energy as your most protected asset. Every time you grant someone access to it, you are making them richer and yourself poorer. The unreadable state is simply the absolute protection of that asset. A refusal to fund the egos of those who wish to see you fail. They will start seeking your approval, not because you demanded it, but because your refusal to seek theirs marks you as a superior force. This is the unreadable state. It is the ultimate psychological fortress against a noisy, disrespectful world. You do not need to build defensive walls when you have no buttons left to push. Tomorrow, the world is going to test you again. Someone will try to belittle you in a meeting. Someone will attempt to measure your insecurities masked as a casual joke. When it happens, I want you to remember the immense, crushing weight of the void. Do not give them the comfort of your anger. Do not give them the clarity of your defense. Let them stare into the blank wall of your indifference. Watch their eyes dart around as they slowly realize you are entirely beyond their reach. Let them consume their own poison while you remain untouched. If you are ready to stop being a participant in their pathetic games, leave a single word in the comments below. Unreadable.